안녕하세요.
Hello
저는
everyone.
Atomy Imperial Master
I am Imperial
이혜정입니다.
Master 이혜정.
제가 무대 뒤에서 스피치를 듣는데요.
I listened to this
저는
new master's
부인한테 차를
speeches,
사준다든가
and for example, some people want to
부인을
buy
위해서 설거지를 한다,
their
뭐를 준다는 남자들
wife
이야기를
a
들으면 다
car,
다른 행성으로 가버렸으면 좋겠어요.
and those people,
속이
I jealous. I am very
제가 왜
jealous.
그러시는지 모르시죠?
You don't know why, right?
저의 소개를 하면
I want
저는
to
딱
introduce
세
myself.
가지로 정의되는 사람입니다. 첫
I have three
번째,
things. First,
예순이 넘었지만 시집을 못 갔고요.
I am over 60, but I
애터미에서
am
최초로 남매
alone.
임페리얼입니다.
I am the first imperial with my brother.
세 번째는
And
저의
third,
별명 아시나요?
do you know my name?
네, 화면 띄워주세요. 쌈딱입니다.
I am a fighter chicken.
여러분 쌈딱 아시죠?
Do you know fighter
네,
chicken?
그냥 뭐가
Yes.
눈에 거슬리면 쫙요.
If you are not happy
여러분이
about
제 별명을
something,
보셔서 아신 것처럼
you just
제가 사업이
fight
잘
for
됐을까요?
that.
못 됐을까요?
And my business,
절대 안
success or
됐습니다.
failure,
네.
failure.
저는 제가 오래 했던 일은 치과 재료를 수입해서
I
판매하는
imported
일을 제일
some
오래
oral
했었고요.
materials
애터미를 저한테
for
소개해
longer
주신 분은
time,
제
and my
스폰서님이신
sponsor
이루어진다
is
마스터시고
Imperial Master
저희 집에서는
이다구,
맏아들이고 저는 막내입니다.
and he's
그런데
my older
오빠가 저한테 이
brother,
애터미를
and
소개하기
he
전까지
introduced me to
다섯
Atomy.
번째
Before
회사를
that, he also
그러니까 몇
introduced
번
four different
다섯 번
companies,
망했습니다.
five different
그래서 저는
companies.
처음에
So I experienced five
저희 집에
different
왔을 때
failures,
보상
and
플랜도 안 들었고요.
I didn't listen to his
또
explanation about the compensation
원자력
plan,
연구원을
and he
해모임
talked
이야기를
about the
하면서 원자력
Hemoim
연구원 이야기를 해서 제가
and the institute.
경찰에 신고하려고 그랬어요.
So
잡아가라고.
I tried to report
네트워크에
him
미치면
to
이제 하다가
the police
집 팔아먹고
because I thought he's
동생들
mad.
누나가 사준
And
집도 다 팔아먹더니
he
이제 나라도 팔아먹는구나.
lost a lot of
그래서
money,
제가
and he
경찰에
is.
신고하려고 그랬는데 어쨌든
I was trying
보상 플랜을
to
저는
report
전혀
him
모르고
to the
시작했습니다.
police, and I
왜냐하면 할
didn't really
생각이
understand
없었기
the
때문에.
compensation plan because I
그런데
didn't have
그날
any plan to
제품을
do this
저한테
business.
뺏겼어요.
But that day,
스폰서님이 들고 온 걸 제가 뺏었고
I took the
딱
product
하나만
from him,
물어봤습니다.
and I asked him one thing.
이 물건을 사야만 회원가입이 되냐? 그냥 아니래요. 그러면
Should I buy this product
혹시
to
내가 만일에 이 일을 하게
sign
되면
up?
돈이 많이 있어야
And I
되냐?
asked, and he
아니래요.
said no. Should I have a lot of money to do
그
this
통장번호만 주면 되냐?
business?
그래서 그렇대요. 그러니까 내가 묻는 말에
Should I?
저희
He
스폰서님
said
한마디도
no.
못하고
And
맞아,
should I
맞아
give you
그랬어요.
my ID number, security number,
그러면
and
회원가입하고
the account
내쫓았어요.
number, and that's all? Yes.
그런데 보상 플랜도 모르고 회사 소개는 전혀 몰랐지만
So I didn't know anything about the compensation plan at the company, but
너무 좋아.
once I started to use the product, my mind was changed. It was really good. And I started to think that, wow, this product will be sold well. And then after a while, I thought that it will make money. After using up a bottle of a cosmetic,
성공할 거라고 알았어요.
I knew that my sponsor would be successful at his sixth challenge, but I didn't really want to start the business. But back then, my business went worse and worse, and since I was a single back then, I need to make my own money to live a life. Recently, I went to Uzbekistan. I used a translator there, and I asked to the Uzbekistan women in Korea, parents will support your life and your husband will support your life after marriage. And the Uzbekistan woman answered that the same goes for the Uzbekistan. And I also said that since then I had no background. My parents was came from North Korea to South Korea during the Korean War, and they had literally nothing, and they devoted their life to raising the children. But I was so much loved by my parents, but I had no background, like financial background. In that case, I had no condition for success. And since I am single, I also had no background that I could have from the husband. I'm telling you this because most of the condition for success and the successful person is not really applied to me.
성공했어요.
But I
내가
succeeded.
전에 얘기했죠. 쌈딱이라고.
I just said that I am a fighter chicken. And do you think that the fighter chicken could be successful? No. No, my sponsor said you will not be
자기
successful.
동생이고 자기 파트너인데.
And I am his sister. I am his partner. Do I have to move here?
그래가지고 맨날 혼났어요. 사람을
So,
내쫓는다고.
my brother, my sponsor, always scolded me.
1년 3개월을 버티다가
Anyways,
세미나에서
I visited Success Academy one seminar after 1 year and 3 months, and I realized that
계층 이동이 가능하게 하는 사닥다리 비즈니스구나.
this is kind of like a ladder that could make the class movement possible. Before we had a social classes, there were low class, middle class, and high class.
그러나 그 아주 조금 상류층이
And the number of the high class was the minority, but they had most of the percentage of the wealth. But now the middle classes are now breaking, and the same goes for Korea. But when I met Atomy first, I was in the middle class, but my social ladder was moving toward the lower classes. So I was moving to lower class, to extremely low class, and to energy low class. When I started Atomy 14 years ago, most of the socialists in the Korea society coined the new word, energy extreme low class. And these class are the one who cannot use the energy, so that they cannot use the fans or the air conditioner, or they cannot use the heating system, so they would die of cold. And most of the extremely low classes will be included in this energy extreme low class. And when I met Atomy, I was in the energy extreme low class. I really made a lot of effort in order to move my social ladder. But after my peak period, I had no chance to have enjoyed that heyday. So I thought that Atomy itself is like a ladder for me. I need to climb up the ladder. I need to move up to the upper level, because the only family member of me, the brothers and the sister, were all married. So my only family member was my mother. My mother said woman could not be single forever. So she wanted to live with me together since I was a single. So I started to live with my mother. Since I didn't make any money, I could make my mother unfortunate and unlucky. And if I could not pay for the energy and the gas and the oil, I could take my mother's life at risk. So I needed to do everything except for like robbery. Or marketing, so I might say I had a lot of stars. Like I could say no one rejected me because no one paid attention to me. And back then, people didn't let me start talking about Atomy, and they just blamed me, saying the two things. Why are your siblings doing the network marketing business continuously? And I answer, I am better than my brother. So I just said, this is only the second time. And then some people listened to me and they said, it's a network marketing. And I said, no, it's not a multi-level, it is a limited network. Unlimited network, sorry. And when I got rejected, I felt so bad. Even an Imperial Master felt sad when we got rejected, but it will be ended in about 5 seconds. Back then, people said that why your siblings are doing the network marketings, and the most best word was that
그분들은 안 급해요.
Actually, I was so hurry and they were not in a hurry, so the
그래서 제가
chicken fighter like me pushed them, and it was kind of like
다 성공해도 너는 성공 못해. 너는 성공
making
못해.
people
제발 참어. 혀를
escape from
제발
me.
잠그라고.
So that's
그런
why
적이 있었어요.
a lot of the people surrounding me
그런데
told me that I
그분들이
need to
제가
stop
너무
talking.
바쁘니까 저를
And
에너지가
I
없어서
kind of like
딱
bothered them, and they told me, they
사장님,
said,
저 천천히 할게요.
Miss Lee, I want to go slow.
이야기는 없습니다. 아,
It
나는
made
아닌가
me
보네.
so frustrated and depressed, and then I needed to find another one, and
이렇게 몇천 명, 5천 명이 오는 세미나장에 늘 혼자 오는 거예요, 제가.
the most miserable one was that I need to come to this kind of seminar with over 5,000 people
맨 뒤에 앉아서
alone. I was alone.
이 머리를 보면서 제가
I was here and I was alone,
많은 머리통이
and
있고는
I
하나도 없구나.
counted the number of people, and I said that all of the hats here are not mine. They're the other people's. Whenever I came to this kind of seminar, I sat on the first row, and I think that's how I could be successful. When I sat back, I need to count the hats of people who are not mine. But when I sat on the first row, no one might recognize that I am alone. I don't want to
박한길 회장님이
be shown as a lonely one, so I try to sit in on the first row, and I could see the passionate lecture of Chairman Park, and I could listen to his speech, and then it is kind of like
지금은 아무도 못 알아주지만 저 창업자의 창업 이념을
I feel like I
그리고 나도
am consoled, and I got another determination throughout the seminar, and I came back to home. And the next Wednesday, I also came with no one, and someday I made a bad prayer. Back then, Chairman Park was in a bad health condition, so I prayed.
딱 오늘 밤만 아파라.
I wish Chairman Park
다음 날 날라다니세요.
would be sick this night.
또
But the
기도했습니다.
next day, he got better. And the next Wednesday, I also prayed there will be a float, so the bridge to the enemy seminar venue will be disconnected. But nothing happened. I made a lot of prayer not to have that kind of seminar, but nothing happened. God didn't answer to my prayer, but back then it was a misery, but I think that was a blessing. I realized that if I don't go this week, next week I will not go. And like this, if I would skip 4 times of the seminar, I will stop Atomy business. I knew that the very first philosophy of Atomy is survivor, and I could survive because I didn't skip any single seminar. I just went there, and I sat on the first row. I didn't count the number of the hats at the back. I just sat on the first row, and I listened and I focused on the lecture of Chairman Park. And that was kind of preparation period for me for looking forward to the future sponsors. Back then, I didn't realize, but now I knew it.
혼자 슬퍼하시는 분들 걱정하지 마세요.
If you are alone here and if you are sad, don't worry.
집중하세요.
Don't worry, just focus.
네.
The woman like me also succeeded.
1년 8개월 동안
You could do it.
승무사였고요.
So I've been the sales master for a year and 6 months, but I really want to be a diamond master but since I was a chicken fighter, I
다 쫓아냈는데
had nothing around me. I had no one around me,
제 스폰서님 같은 미친 사람들이 나오기
and
시작했어요.
I started to find
그래서 제가
the crazy people like my sponsor.
속도에 들어갔습니다.
And the second process is to make speed. When you go alone, you could not accelerate because it is all about the survivor. But one day, I happened to make a partner. You know, the speed is all about the reproduction and
저와 똑같이
replication. And if you make the one who is exactly same with me,
그리고 저는 그냥 자는데
you could make the one who is follow you. And I finally met that one. It was so fortunate that the partner does not follow me. They follow the successful men in Atomy.
누구를 복제했냐?
They
박한길 회장님을
they replicate Chairman Park.
처음에 아까 어떤 분들은 애터미의 사원 영혼을 소중히 여기며
The motto of Atomy is
애터미를 했다는데
cherishing the
저는 왜
spirit.
딱 돌아가고 싶었어요. 아, 여긴 교주가 있구나.
When I first listened to the motto, I really want to go back because I didn't think that the spirit will not be needed in the business. So back then, I thought it was something wrong.
창업 이념이었어요.
But after listening to the philosophy of the business, I was like amazed. It is about survivor, speed, and a balanced life.
그런데 제가 생존을 1년 8개월 만에 생존을 벗어나서
And after a year and 8 months, I could start the process of duplication. And luckily, my partner duplicated Chairman Park. He followed every word and every action of Chairman Park. I thought that if I sell the product at an affordable price, I will automatically make a customer. I believed it. But all of you need to take care of that. Not the business member, but the customer will follow. I trusted. And the one who duplicate Chairman Park will trust it for hundreds and thousands of times. And the next one, Hyejeong Imperial Master, who says that no success is miracle. At very first, I don't believe it.
그런데 계속 세미나에 오면 회장님은
When
저 남자입니다.
oh yeah, that man.
회장님은 믿어졌어요. 회장님이니까. 그런데
I could trust Chairman Park because he's the chairman, and I came to seminar repeatedly, and I also admitted that yes, the good product will also make the customer, and the customer will be automatically created, and they will purchase the product. And my sponsor said that, of course, the good quality product will make more customer, but you and I don't have money. But if you, even though you don't purchase the product, you could register for it as a member, and there's no participation fee and no entrance fee. And how come we cannot be successful with this business?
제가 세월이 지나 보니 이 두 남자한테 가스라이팅 된 것
And
같습니다.
actually, I think that it was kind of gaslighting.
여러분 이 두
I-
10년 이상 들어보세요. 다 성공합니다.
I've been told this story for over 10 years, and everyone will be successful after this kind of like gaslighting.
초보들한테 가장 신경을 많이 써라.
So
그들이 애터미의
that's why I always said that you need to focus on the beginners. You need to cherish their spirit. And I learned this one from the chairman and from sponsor. And my sponsor also said, don't come to seminar by yourself.
혼자 새겨라. 뭐예요? 저 넓은 세미나장에 절반은 내가 언젠가는 내 파트너로 채운다.
And you need to have a determination that you will fill the half of the venue with your partners. Even though you came this time alone, you need to come with other people, other like partners next time. So
진실은 언제나 어렵지 않고 심플합니다.
the truth is always simple. What is important is to trust it, and you need to do it,
성공할 수 있습니다.
and then you will be successful.
저는 맨 마지막 균형 잡힌 삶으로 넘어왔습니다.
So lastly, I move on to the balanced life part. Actually, I lost everything in Atomy.
가장 자랑스러운 건
But there's one thing I am proud of.
저희 엄마예요.
That is my mother.
7세 되셨습니다.
She's 97 years old.
아까 투르키에서 온 제 파트너가
I have a partner from Turkey,
아픈 아들 이야기를 하면서
and
그 아들하고 시간을 보낼 수 있는 게
he's talking about his
자기는 행복하다고 얘기했어요.
son who is sick, and he said that he's so happy for spending time with his son. So I also agree with that. When I started Atomy, I met an irony. We did this business for our family member, but we made our family member lonely until we stand at the top.
10분만 얘기하면 제가 엄마한테 엄마 됐어.
When I
엄마가 사업에 대해서
came back to home, when I had a conversation with my mother for 10 minutes, I didn't want to have a long conversation with my mother. And my mother said that you always talk to your partner for an hour, for 2 hours, but why you don't want to have a conversation with me at least 10 minutes? Do you know
너만 기다려.
what I am doing at my home? The only thing I do is to wait for you and to play with TV. And I always tell her, just wait for a moment and just like keep hold on for a moment. And my mom
저희 엄마한테는
got
그리고 여러분들의 부모님,
dementia.
부모님들은 우리를 기다리지 않아요.
Parents never wait for me. They don't want money. They don't want a bigger house. They don't want luxurious car.
원하는 건 딱 하나예요.
They want
있어주는 거.
us to be with them,
짜증내지 않고 같은 얘기를 반복해도
who would listen to their voices and stories for 2 hours, 3 hours, and 10 hours.
근데
They want a smile. They want hug.
일에 미쳐 있다가 엄마가 아프고 나서야
I was kind of crazy for work, and when my mother got dementia,
엄마예요.
I changed my priority. My priority changed into my mother.
애터미에서 시간을 벌어서
I
저희 엄마를 지키고 안아주고
wanted to protect my mother.
내 가족을 위해서
I
시간을 쓰고 있습니다.
wanted to hug my mom, and now I'm spending my time for my mother. This is the most proud thing in my work and life.
하실 거면
If you want to do it,
하셔야 됩니다.
you need to focus on it. You need to start it. If you love your family,
오래 두시면
don't leave your family member lonely.
제대로 보여주셔야 됩니다.
You need to show them.
그래서 이 사진은 엄마가 많이
So
아프시기
this
전이고요.
is the picture taken
좀
long
아프셨을
times
거예요.
ago, and this one is the recent one.
예, 많이 아프세요. 그런데 너무 놀라운 건
She's really
뭐냐면
sick right now, but
다른 건
what is
다
surprising
기억
is that
못하시는데
she
딱
forgot
기억만
everything, but she remembered the two things. The first one is the oldest son and the youngest daughter.
저희 어머니가 참 대한민국의 어머니십니다. 제 집이 자기 거래요.
And she said that my house is
그래서
hers.
제가 여쭤봤어요. 할머니, 그럼 할머니
So I said,
돌아가시면 이
hey
집
grandma,
누구 줄 거예요?
and to whom will you give this house? And she said, to 이덕우.
엄마, 오빠는 집이 있어.
Mom,
다시 여쭤볼게요.
brother has his own house.
돌아가신 이 집 누구
Once
줄 거예요?
again, to whom will you give this house? And she answered, 이덕우.
그런데도 저는 저희 엄마를 사랑합니다.
But I still love my mom.
대한민국의 어머니는 어쩔 수 없습니다.
So
그래서 제가
Korean moms
애터미에서
are
임페리얼에서 제일 잘한 건
Korean moms love
돈이 아닙니다.
their
엄마 옆에
son.
있어주는 겁니다.
Actually,
엄마 옆에 있어주는 거.
the best
그분이
thing
가장 나약하고
that I am doing at my
가장
business
도움이
is
필요할 때 외면하지
not
않고
money,
요양원에 안
is
보내고
the fact that I can
엄마를
be
집에
with my
모시는
mom.
겁니다.
I
그리고
didn't really
24시간 돌보는
have to send her
두 분
to
엄마를 돌보게 해서 그
the
분들의
senior
월급을
care
주는데
center,
제
and I
돈을 쓰는데
hired
저는 가장
2 people for
자랑스럽습니다.
her, and I'm very proud of this fact.
그리고
I'm very
이쁘죠?
proud of having that
네,
money
제가
to
임페리얼
spend
됐을
for
때인데
her.
저거 화장빨입니다.
And that's when I became
어쨌든
Imperial Master.
제가 아까
I had a lot of
얘기했죠.
makeup
애터미
that
훌륭한 두
time.
남성한테 제가 좋은 의미로
So I got
계속 들으면서
a lot
예,
of great
쌈딱도
messages from
대박천선했습니다.
2 great leaders
제가 임페리얼에
in
계시는
Atomy,
회장님이
and I
미혼모
changed myself
가정과
a lot.
정말 어려운데
Before I
드러나지
became
않은
Imperial Master,
남을 도우는
Chairman
일을
Park
해주셨어요.
Han-gil,
기부도
he
습관이라고.
helped
또
a
그게
lot of
저한테
people,
가스라이팅이
like
됐습니다.
those single
좋은
mothers,
의미로.
and that
그래서 제가
was a
저 10억을
gaslighting for me.
기부했습니다.
And
그런데
I donated $1 million.
칭찬하시는데요.
Many
사실은
people
그날 밤
praised me,
후회했습니다.
but that night I regret
어쨌든
it.
회장님이 좋게 봐주셔서
But
저한테 11억을 더
Chairman Park
보태주셔서
Han-gil
11억을
added
기부했습니다.
$100K, so I got to donate $1.1 million.
자식이 없는 제가
You should
이런
become
얘기하는 게
a
굉장한
good parent.
어불성설이라는
Of
건
course, I don't
알지만
have
제가
a
잘하고
child,
보니까
but
결국은 가정에서 그 받은
I
교육이
can
부모님이 돌아가셔도
say
저의
that
평생을
the education that I got from my mom
남한테 피해주지
supports
마라.
me
네가 여유가
forever.
있으면 남을 도와라.
Don't
너보다 어려운
blame
형제를
others.
도와라.
Help
그
others
가정에
who are in
교육이
need.
있었기 때문에
And thanks to this
저는 부자들한테는
education,
사실 별로 관심이 없습니다.
this
저는
education
우리
from
엄마
my
아버지가
mom, I
미국
can live
사람인 걸
this
너무너무
great
자랑스럽게
life, and
생각하거든요.
I am so
그래서
proud of
저는
my mom,
저의 뿌리를 항상
who are
기억하고
from the
있었어요.
north, and
그래서
I
저와
always
똑같이
remember my root, and
50%는
I
한국의
am
시집온 분,
helping those
우리가
who
다문화 가정이라고 부르는데 저는 그것도 다문화라는 단어도 차별이라고
those people.
생각하거든요.
Actually, we
그래서
call them
엄마 아버지가 다 일하러
multicultural
나가서
families, and I don't really
불마저
like the
학교가 끝나고 집에 올
wording,
때까지 부모들이 올
and
때까지
those
혼자
children,
있는
they
아이들을
are
위해
alone
공부방이
because
필요하다고 해서
their
55군데에
mother are from
공부방과
other countries,
선생님과
and I am
책과
providing
의자를 나눠주는데
some
50%가
places
쓰였습니다.
for them to study
그리고
with
나머지
teachers, with
50%는
books, and
저와 같이
50,
엄마 아버지가
the remaining
이북에서
50%
태어나신 아이들
of the
그리고 자유를 찾아 이
donation
남한 땅에 온
went
아이들
to those
혼자서
children, those
혹은 나이든
youngsters
할머니랑
from the
오면서
north,
너무나 많은 폭력과
and
너무나
who
많은
had
학대에
to
노출됐던
suffer
이
from
탈북 청소년들은 사실은 한국어를 잘 못해요.
abuse.
중국에도
Actually,
있었고
they
막
don't
여기저기
speak
도망다니느라고
good Korean.
한국어를 제대로 못
They
배워서 막상
stayed in
한국에
China and
왔는데
in
한국말이
many
너무 어렵고
countries,
영어는
and
또
they
더
don't
어려운
speak
거예요.
Korean,
근데
and they
그들한테
don't
더
speak
필요한 건
English.
뭐냐면
What they need
이
actually
마음속에 학대와
is
폭력에 대한 트라우마를 걷어내는
to
거였습니다.
cure, to treat
그래서 이
their
친구들에
trauma
대한
about
심리치료와
the abuse, and
장학금,
I provide them
거기에
with
50%가 쓰여졌고요.
scholarship
제가 또 개인적으로
and
도운 저
some
젊은 청년은 고아입니다.
treatment, psychotherapy, and I have this boy who was
김진애 국장님 남편이 서울시향에
thrown away,
평화아파트
abandoned.
수석 주자세요.
And
근데 저분이 그 당시 정명훈
I had this guy.
전국의
He
어려운
is a
환경과 고원에 있는데
cellist,
하러 갑시다.
and he told me to
음악을 가르쳤어요. 근데 저 젊은이가
help
중학생일
and
때
teach
그
music
저 콘트라바스
to those
음악,
in need.
그 음이
And
매료된 거예요.
the boy,
그래서 저분이 돈 한 푼 안
when
받고
actually
대학을 졸업할
when he
때까지
was a boy, he loved
근데 저 친구가
the
대학만 졸업하면
music,
훨씬
so
들어가는데 독일로 유학을 간다 그러는 거예요.
he helped the boy, and the boy wanted to go to Germany, and every month I sent $1,000 every month for 5 years, and he is part of a very famous orchestra
이 모든 건 애터미 임페리얼
forever. And I could do this because I am an Atomy Imperial Master.
네. 그리고 최근에 제가 했던
And
또
recently, I also
제가 개를 한 마리
did
입양을
something.
입양했습니다.
I
그러다가 그 구조자분하고 친해졌는데
adopted
개들이
a
짖으니까
abandoned
자꾸 쫓겨난다는 거예요. 그래서 제가 이제 하다 개
dog,
집을 지었습니다.
and I built a house for them.
네. 22마리가 있고 고양이 한
22
마리가
dogs
있고요.
and 1
거의 개
cat.
호텔이에요.
It's a hotel for them.
네. 이거는 임페리얼만 가능합니다,
This
여러분.
can be done only by an Imperial Master.
저는 요즘에 이 단어를 굉장히 많이
I
생각합니다.
love
책임지지 않는
these
분은 미래가
words.
없다.
Wealth
애터미는
without responsibility doesn't have any future.
두 부류라고 생각을 합니다.
I believe for Atomians, we have two different kinds of people who we need to become responsible for. First, consumers. We don't raise our price without any reasonable reason, and
애터미 한
we
번도 거의 제품 가격을 오르지 않다가 요번에 6월 달에
keep
올렸죠.
our promises. And this time, we raised our price 10%, 30%? No. Maybe less than 1%. Other companies raised the price like 20%, but Atomy kept the promise. And do you think our future wealth will be protected? Yes. And another person that we need to become responsible for is leaders. When consumers don't leave the company, leaders would never fail. So they will not lose hope with consumers, and future wealth of Atomy will be protected, of course.
요즘에 해야죠.
Recently, Chairman Park Han-gil said our code we have
여러분 임페리얼 마스터
more than
1년에 수입이
$100 million. Imperial Masters, they earn more than $2 million every month, and it can be inherited, like it can be $100 million or $150 million. Do you believe it or not? So that if you believe in it or not, that would be the threshold for success. But I don't have any child. I don't want to die. I will live like forever. Lastly, we have a lot of comments from overseas countries. Those from Turkey, I love you, thank you, and I respect you. You know, last year's earthquake, right? Their family members and partners lost their lives, but they didn't give up Atomy business. Nevertheless, they kept working on Atomy. They got promoted and proudly they are here. Please give them a big hand. Our Turkish friends, they helped us during the Korean War. Lastly, I read a book recently. 80% of Americans, they feel they are not happy when they go back home after work. Only 20% feel happy about their work. And today, after this speech, when I go back to my lovely mom, I would feel happy. Thank you.